Hey everybody, this is Steve.
And this is Parnell.
And this is Flippin and Mashing. Welcome back.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Flip.
Mash. All right.
What episode? 43.
It's a lot. I don't know what episode we're on. But either way, we're very excited that we have a special guest with us today.
My mom.
No.
Pick up the phone, Steve.
No.
My mom's calling. She said,
I have her,
you've ditched me for too long.
I have her blocked for obvious reasons. We got to focus on the games here. So anyways, we have Katie with us today. We have Katie on specifically to talk about
a game we don't play very much.
Right. So Katie works with us. Actually, I'll let you say hi first.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Is this your first podcast?
It is.
All right.
Are you scared?
Totally.
Okay.
I'm trembling.
She doesn't look like it.
I was telling her the story when we first recorded, and we were both like, we restarted it 16 times because we were so scared.
And we edited like crazy to make ourselves sound somewhat smooth. But the reason why we have Katie on is because, one, she's a coworker with us, so we go on these flights all the time. And I needed to bring it up to Parnell one time. I was like, hey, you know what, low key? I think one of the biggest gamers in our company is Katie. Because she plays her Nintendo Switch way more than we do, and we spend tons of money on ours, buying all sorts of games, all this different stuff. But she actually plays it, whereas we spend money on it and don't even play it.
There was one point where I was talking to Katie, and she's like, yeah, my grandparents play Nintendo, and I was playing when I was like -1, and then I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then she plays this hardcore game.
Which is super cool that your grandparents played as well. That's something that my grandparents would never even think about doing, is playing video games.
They have a lot of games.
Yeah.
They still have all their Xbox games. And PlayStation 1.
Oh my goodness.
And PlayStation 2.
See, that's crazy to me that they don't just have like Nintendo, like original Nintendo. They have like more modern systems.
Oh, 1 second. I am drinking a Spindrift Orange Mango. It's sparkling water with no bad stuff. It's fresh squeezed fruit, just dumped right in.
I guess
great.
to follow up, just because you did it, I'm drinking a Mountain Dew Zero, and Katie's drinking nothing because she's responsible. But we're not drinking beer this time.
Yeah, we're not drinking alcohol. Katie, we don't have an itinerary or whatever we have usually. Let's just break down how you got into gaming.
My grandparents.
So, like, you would go there for the weekend or whatever? And
No, I didn't go to daycare as a kid.
Oh.
Every time my parents went to work, or every day when my parents went to work, they dropped me off at my grandma's.
That's awesome.
And they played. They have 2 different living rooms downstairs, kind of. Like, one's this bedroom that is my grandma's room.
My Microsoft versus Sony?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, God.
It's my grandma's room and my grandpa's room.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
So then my grandma had like a Wii with Harvest Moon, and she had a PlayStation 1. She played like Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing. And my grandpa played all the war games.
So he's playing like Call of Duty.
Yeah. And they also played...
God. I probably played him, and he's like, some asshole child is swearing at me.
No, he never played online.
Oh, lucky him.
Yeah. And, they played a bunch of RPGs. So they played most of the Final Fantasy games.
Okay.
Pretty much all of the Tales of games.
The what?
Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Symphonia.
Oh, yeah. Tells us that's a PlayStation.
I don't even know what that is.
They're fun. I played a lot of those ones too.
Very cool.
What was it? So Final Fantasy VII was huge on PlayStation 1.
My grandma has it.
And there's another big one. I don't know if it was Xenogears, but there was...
10?
No, but it was a non-Final Fantasy game, but it was a huge RPG. And was it like... You might have been in like mechs or something.
I'm not sure. I didn't play a lot on the PlayStation 1.
Oh, okay.
Because I was really young when they had that. I mean, they still have it. I found their game boxes, and they're brand new with the instructions inside. Like, for the actual systems, and then all of their games are in new condition.
Very cool.
And my grandma used to hand copy...
Chrono Cross.
Chrono Cross? Yeah, I played that one.
Legend of the Dragoon.
No.
Okay.
Did not play that one.
Tales of Legia.
I don't know that my grandma has that one.
Star Ocean?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, they were huge Star Ocean people.
Hardcore.
I can bring you guys... They live really close here. I can bring you guys over, and you can see their collection.
So are they into like they're gonna keep them? Like do they collect too? Like
They don't collect. They just wouldn't even know where to start to get rid of them.
because
Okay.
the hard part is
Sure.
not the hard part. If they're gonna get rid of this stuff, a lot of it's probably worth a bunch of money.
I told them that they're not allowed to throw anything out.
Okay, good.
I have their Nintendo 64.
Those dumb things are so expensive.
They have every game that they ever bought for it in the box with the instructions for that too.
That is where the money is because everybody just has the cartridges.
Yeah, they have everything.
Right. Yeah, all the boxes are
Well, because they're
by now smashed to
because
smithereens.
the 64s are all cardboard.
Yeah.
Every other console is a plastic.
The newer ones, yeah.
No, like PlayStation 1 was all plastic.
I know, but I mean like Nintendo,
NES?
Super Nintendo, yeah, those were
That was
just,
paper too, yeah.
exactly.
Wow. Okay, so you were at your grandparents for daycare, well, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And so then
It's daycare.
What?
Yeah.
Why did they buy the consoles because you were there?
No, my grandpa was a huge gamer before I was.
How? What was he like jamming out on Pong on Atari 2600 or something?
I'm not sure how he got into
How
it.
old are your grandparents? Do you think?
My grandpa is going to turn 76 this year, so they're both going to be 76.
He's younger than my grandparents.
Still,
Yeah, no, he's old.
I mean, okay, boomer doesn't apply to them for some reason. It doesn't.
Is he PC game or is he console only?
Console only, but my grandma used to play Cake Mania, Diner Dash, and all those ones for the PC.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Cake Mania Diner Dash.
Nice. Do they still game?
So
at all?
she might like Burger Time.
She does. My grandma does on the PC, and I bought her a Nintendo DS with Animal Crossing that she plays sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a Switch?
They do not.
So how's she going to play the new Animal Crossing?
She's still trying to work through Harvest Moon on the DS at this point.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
How often does she play?
I don't think she plays very often
Oh.
anymore. Yeah.
Because you're not there.
No, she doesn't. She's getting to the point where she forgets how to work technology. So then she thinks if something goes wrong that she broke it versus like it broke on its own.
Sure.
What
Gotcha.
about your grandpa?
No, not at all. He can't figure out how to turn on the systems anymore.
Oh, okay. So now they're
Age is
unused.
caught up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you're playing games there.
Yeah.
So then what?
Then I pick the games I like.
Well, how about this? So you mainly still continued to play at their place. When did you start, I guess, having your own systems or on your own kind of playing? Or was it always at your grandparents' house?
It's pretty much always at my grandparents' house
Okay.
because I was always there.
Sure.
But then I did have systems at my parents' house because my dad played a little bit. Like he likes racing games, so
Okay.
he liked to play with the whole family. So we always had one, and then I'd buy a game or two, or they'd get me a game or two. And also, my dad lives in the middle of nowhere, so when I was a kid, there wasn't a lot to do.
I hear you.
Make mud pies.
I made a lot of those.
Your dad. I made you.
What is your favorite type of genre?
I really only play like RPGs,
Okay.
like Final Fantasy, Tales of the Abyss was a fun one. Rogue Galaxy, played that
Gotcha.
one a
Rogue
lot.
Galaxy?
Yeah,
Is that a Star Wars?
no, but you have a spaceship that
Sure.
looks like a ship, like a regular ship,
Oh.
and you fly between the planets.
Sure.
And then it's a really fun game, but it's for the
What system
PlayStation
is it
2.
for? Okay, PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So do you still have those do you still play those games?
Yes,
So how do you play them?
I have a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 3, a Wii, a Switch, and then Nintendo 64, and 2 GameCubes for some reason.
I have one GameCube.
Wow. That's impressive.
She has more than me.
She has a lot more than me. I always just basically kind of dump my stuff whenever the new system comes out.
Steve had these really bad stories about him going to GameStop and just like,
Dump.
Star Fox, burp, sell it. And then he
Right.
looks back like,
Yeah.
game's actually worth money now.
Right. Well, not just that. Not only is it worth money now, but you got nothing pretty much.
Now to feed your nostalgia, you have to like pay out the nose or emulate it on a computer, and you don't really have a gaming computer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any like? There's a couple of games from my past that I'm obsessed with, and I know you said you subscribe to us and you listen to every episode. But I'll remind you what mine are: Hydro Thunder, which is from an arcade, and some consoles, and then Blood Omen: Legacy of Kain, which I just put on my PSP.
Have you ever seen that cover, by the way, or have
No.
you played it at all?
I have not.
Your grandparents would probably not would allow it.
It's a vampire.
It's a vampire game. I just know that my family, when I was a kid,
You will like it because it's an RPG.
is it an RPG? Okay, I didn't know that.
What does Steve know?
I don't know. I was not allowed to play the game. My parents looked at the cover and it's like, nope.
Yeah. I was not allowed to play Chrono Cross for that reason because she was wearing a bikini.
Oh, so
Yep,
yeah.
I
There's
see
no
that.
way you've been allowed to.
I
Because
see
like
the
this has
screen.
got like blood and all sorts of different stuff on the cover. Yeah.
So what about like Resident Evil?
No.
Is that because the gore is not really RPG? It's more of a puzzly kind of thing.
My grandparents didn't even own it.
Okay, what
Yeah,
about
it-
Xenogears?
Never played it.
Okay, PS1. So I remember I had a PS1 that was modded. So I got a bunch of like PlayStation 1 games from Japan. That had to be the biggest console still to this day that has the most RPGs of any console ever.
Yeah, it had a lot, but I was really young when the PlayStation 1 came out.
Oh, so you would be more of like new games to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was probably 5 or 6
Sure.
when the PlayStation 1 came out.
So I'm like 50. Just kidding.
Those have been heavily complicated. A lot of reading.
Yeah.
For someone that's of that age, it'd be very difficult.
Yeah.
Right?
I played more PlayStation 1 games when I was in high school, like
Right.
going back through.
And that makes a lot
And
more
is that
sense.
because you're at your grandparents?
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes a lot more sense.
So do you have any PlayStation 1 games at home because your PS2 can play them?
No. But my grandma has them all, so I can just drive a mile or less down the road and borrow one.
Sure.
If I
Do you ever
want
do
to.
that?
I have a bunch of their PlayStation 2 games that I wanted to replay, but I haven't played those yet since I moved to my apartment.
Can you list some of these games out?
For the PlayStation 2, Tales of the
Yeah.
Abyss, Rogue Galaxy, I have that one. I have her Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing.
That's not for PS2 though.
Yeah,
You just mean that you
Harvest
borrow.
Moon for the PlayStation 2. They do have a version for the PlayStation 2.
Wait. I thought Harvest Moon was its own game.
It is, but they have one of the games is for the PlayStation 2. It wasn't always on Nintendo.
What? What are you talking about? No, Animal Crossing?
Harvest Moon.
She said Harvest Moon
But
3.
then she said Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that one is not
GameCube?
for.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
64.
Gotcha.
Yeah, GameCube.
Yeah,
I think
GameCube.
that was the first console.
Yeah.
Okay. That was what I was trying to clarify.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Oh, and Radiata Stories. That was my favorite game ever.
What?
It was a game for the PlayStation 2.
What is it called?
Radiata Stories.
Rada.
Rada Ada. Ooh, what is it about?
You are this person who gets caught in the middle of a war. You grow up in a kingdom,
How do
and
you even
then
spell that.
But you're a human and stuff
yeah,
like that. Okay.
Radiata Stories.
It looks cool.
Holy guacamole.
It actually looks really cool.
It's really fun, and then halfway through,
This looks like
you have to pick a side.
Skies of What's that PlayStation game or the Dreamcast game that's super?
Sky.
Tales of Arabia? Tales of a Sky.
There's a Skies of
Arcadia.
yeah.
It looks like that a little bit. Kind of like. Oh my god, did you play. What's the Final Fantasy with the Disney characters?
Oh,
Kingdom Hearts.
Have you ever played that?
I played part of the first game.
Did you like it?
I liked it, but I wasn't into it as much as I was the actual Final Fantasy games.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't like the Kingdom Hearts games because they're just so confusing to me.
Sure, I've never played one. Like, I'm not big into.
They are confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't get into it because there was just, and maybe also I've never played them in like modern era. I've only played them when I was a kid, and I was like, this is madness. So I like
Yeah.
just left immediately.
So this how do you say it?
Radiata.
Radiata Stories. It's 3D. Like, it looks like you're running around the 3D world, but are you stuck to paths? Or is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But for a PlayStation 2 game, there is a lot of places to go.
Sure.
So that's why I think they had you stick to paths.
Sure.
Because you're not just in the kingdom and then you can go outside and go to like different towns. It's really involved.
Does it
Okay.
have, when you're out of a town and you run into bad guys, is it random when it pops up?
No.
Like Final Fantasy? Okay.
But it cuts to a different screen. Like there's one bad guy running around. When you run into him, it cuts to a different screen with like 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like all the other
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
This one looks kind of fun. There's so many good PlayStation 2 games.
It looks really good.
All right, so let's talk about. We talked about how you got into it, what you played, your favorite games. Why do you think you like RPGs? Like, what makes you like RPG games? Because
I didn't like gore when I was a kid.
Okay.
So like I didn't like any of the games like Call of Duty or anything because I didn't like seeing all the blood and everything. Also, my grandma loved RPGs, so she always had them. So I always
Sure.
played them.
That kind of
Okay.
makes sense. They were around. You fell in
Yeah.
love with them because they were there. Okay.
And I like games with story.
oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's a big part.
Yeah.
And RPGs are loaded with story.
Oh yeah. So you remember Final Fantasy VII?
That was the game I played the least of all the recent Final Fantasy games.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I borrowed it from a friend just to play Chocobo Racing.
What is
That's it.
that?
The bird you get to ride, you can like breed them, and then you ride them and race people. That's the only reason why I borrowed it from him because I could care less about the RPG.
Interesting. So is it a side thing, or do you have to play the game
mini
to
game inside of it.
Okay, gotcha.
Kind of like how Blitzball is in Final Fantasy X.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh,
Speaking of RPGs, what's one thing that's on a lot of people's lips right now is The Witcher. Did you play any of those games at all?
no, because I need Parnell to help me get it on my Switch because my Switch has never been connected to the internet. So
Oh, and it's not available like on a disc or anything? It's only downloadable content?
I don't know. I never bought it.
Well, either way, yeah, it wouldn't be hard to get it connected to the internet, yeah.
But it's over a year old and never been connected to the internet.
Oh God, she needs updates of the yin yang.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of updates you're going to have to download. but it'll just be one big
I
down.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it to work. We'll just get it updated.
Yeah, it'll just be one big update. Yeah, it'll be easy.
It'll probably be like 17.
And all the games that you have will probably have little updates in them too.
Oh my God, she probably is like.
I only have 4 games.
Okay, well,
For
So
the
what
Switch.
games do you have for Switch?
yeah.
Fire Emblem, Super Mario Party, and Mario Kart, and Donkey Kong, which I've never played.
Tropical free. Yeah, right.
Tropical. I think it's the only Donkey Kong that's on there.
I'm not sure. This is actually my dad's Switch, and
Okay.
I kind of just stole it.
Gotcha.
Because I have it. Because I had it for Wii U. Yeah, it's tropical.
I also own it, and I also don't play it very much.
It's hard.
I don't even think it's that hard. I think it's boring. Like it's visually very attractive, and it's got good music and stuff in it, but it's not as compelling to play as a lot of other games that are on the Switch right now.
Here's the thing: if you don't like Donkey Kong Country, you won't like it.
That's true, and I don't. Yeah,
Why did you buy it?
because I wanted to play it with my son, and it was a 2-player game that you could play with another little person.
You know, did you buy the Yoshi Yarn one?
Yeah. So
I like that
I
one.
also feel the same way about that one. I think it's a good-looking game.
You know
great
what, you know what your
sound.
problem is? You're such an Xbox fanboy that you have like ADD playing games, so you have to have this like Halo Call of Duty experience. Otherwise, you're bored. Which is why you will never play an RPG.
How about this?
Wait, you played Mass Effect.
I really enjoyed. No, I play RPGs.
You played Mass Effect, right?
Yeah,
Did you like it?
I've beaten the whole series. I really like Mass Effect a lot. It's one of my favorite.
Wasn't it slow though?
The first Mass Effect is mind-numbingly slow. I played it at the time and thought it was really cool. To try to go back and play it is impossible for me. I think number 2 is great. Have you ever played any of the Mass Effect games? So they're RPGs, but they're third-person shooters.
It's like Halo RPG.
Okay.
Have you played anything like that?
I played a little bit of Halo because I was really big when I was in high school.
That's
but-
not what I mean. I mean like an RPG that is like primarily a shooter.
No.
Okay.
Oh, because like Destiny would be considered.
Absolutely.
So what? You already told us what consoles you have, and like the newest thing you have is a Switch.
Yes.
You
Gotcha.
don't have a Xbox or a PlayStation 4.
No, I never played Xbox. I never got in. There was one game I liked, but it was a pinata game.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Xbox. Oh, it doesn't have a lot of that. Like PlayStation was better known for your RPGs.
Yeah, and I got my PlayStation 3 when I was in college because then I could use it. I only had to bring one system to college.
Yeah,
with me.
right. Because you can on PS3 you can play PS1.
No, they lied when they sold me my PlayStation 3, and mine can't play PlayStation 2 or 1.
There are some versions that can do it and some versions that can't.
Yours should play PS1.
No,
You sure?
But there are
Yeah.
some versions
Oh wait,
that can't.
which one do you have? The super tiny one?
No, they told me it was going to play PlayStation 2, but it never did.
So
When you put it in, it just says unreadable.
Right.
okay.
No.
Although they will sell you them in the store. PS1 games. They've re-released a bunch in the store, but I don't want to buy them, right? Because I already own them.
Yeah.
What I've heard rumor-wise is PS5 is supposed to play all of the old
Correct.
ones. And
Yeah.
if it does, I'll buy 3 of them.
Yeah. But both of the brand new systems, both the Xbox and the PlayStation, are supposed to be 100% compatible
Hey,
with everything that's come
If
before.
it doesn't play Hydro Thunder Hurricane, fuck it. Get it out of here. Oh, also bullshit, because Xbox One's backward compatibility isn't fully blown out, right? Which hopefully they do in the new Xbox.
Well,
because
that's what
I
I'm
have
saying.
Bloodwake.
What they're saying
and
is
a couple other-
both systems are saying that they can go all the way back to the very beginning.
Yeah, because I also have these Castlevania Lord of Shadow or whatever.
Oh, my grandma has Castlevania.
For what console?
I want to say PlayStation 1. Is that right? Or is it not a
PS3?
PlayStation?
PS2 or PS1 has like the old Castlevania. With the-
I think
Yeah, she has the old
yeah.
one.
Oh, so they remade it like Lord of Shadows or something, and it's freaking awesome. But I bought them because they were on sale at GameStop for $360. but I think those are compatible with the Xbox One. But those are sweet. But they have those for PlayStation as well. 3. Anyway.
Yeah, because I guess I think we now have a pretty good idea of like the actual type of RPGs because there's so many different types of RPGs now. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
Going on your thing, so you sort of like the Japanese RPGs.
Yeah.
They call them JRPGs, I guess.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the hardcore Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And they kind of look a little bit anime like.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
like that Rattata. That looks like one guy's eyes are just like the size of fucking softballs on his head.
Yeah.
I visually showed them what my eyes were wide open, but
Visual humor works awesome on podcasts.
I'll send a picture. So let's talk about Fire Emblem.
All right. Yeah, because this is actually the main reason why we brought her on. Not just because she is a big gamer, but we wanted to learn more about Fire Emblem because we do not play Fire Emblem. My brother has loved it and has always told me I should get into it. But that was back in like the, I guess, Game Boy or DS era. Do you know when they first started?
There's a lot of Fire Emblems, like
Okay.
even before I started when it hit the GameCube.
Okay.
But I don't have anything for a DS. But I know they have games for the DS.
Gotcha.
So I only played Fire Emblem when it came out for the iOS, for the iPhone. Do you remember that free-to-play one?
Yeah. That's nothing like the games.
That's what I heard.
No, but that was one of our questions that we were going to ask you. Like, do you like the iOS version and stuff like that? We've already learned that no.
I did. They came out with a second one.
Okay.
That was more similar.
Really?
Where you would actually, Fire Emblem, it's kind of almost like chess.
Okay.
When you're actually
wait,
battling.
okay, so this is like, to me, I only remember this from Jagged Alliance. You only have so many spaces to move down the path,
Yeah.
and then whatever happens, happens. So you get moves plus, physical moving moves, and then you have like your attack, dodge. Like, you have certain number of moves for everything.
Well, so you can move anywhere, like you have a set number of squares that you can move, but then when you're in those squares, you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, so you can attack.
So that's the original Fire Emblem? Like, that's like the main line?
Yeah. And that's how all 3 of them that I played are.
Okay. And what did you play them on?
GameCube, Wii, and now the Switch.
So even the current version still has that same gameplay.
Yes, but it's slightly different now because when you're not battling, you can move. Like when you're outside of a battle, so like you'll have a battle at the end of the month.
Okay.
And then you'll have all these weeks where you can move through your compound. But in the new one, it's a school.
Okay.
And that is really different because before you could only like talk, buy stuff, forge your weapons.
So in the Fire Emblem universe, like what is the Fire Emblem universe? So they're not moving around. You just said like the whole entire game currently takes place in a school?
Yeah. So, am I supposed to say spoilers? Kind of. Okay.
Spoiler alert! If you're, spoiler alert for Fire Emblem. Go ahead.
So you start in this for the new one. You start in a school church.
Uh-huh.
So it's both. It's a Knights Academy.
Okay.
That's part of a church, and then a huge war happens, kind of, and the church is attacked, and then. I'm not sure because I haven't finished this game. I'm almost 50 hours in, and I see no end in sight at this point. And so the church is attacked, and you go to sleep for 5 years.
What? The church is attacked, and instead of saving it, you just go to sleep?
You lose.
Okay.
Even if you win the battle, you lose the
Gotcha.
church.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So this is part of the story.
Yeah. And then the leader of the church disappears, and you go to sleep for 5 years.
Okay.
A magic sleep, obviously.
Yeah, because the goddess is inside of you.
Sure. Sure.
But you don't realize that, but I think anybody playing would realize that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So then, when the game
Well, obviously,
actually
the people-
starts,
go ahead.
you are playing after all that.
Yeah, so then it starts 5 years after that battle, and everybody comes back to the school for this reunion that you had scheduled
What? Like,
prior to the
prior to falling asleep?
Yeah,
This is why JRPGs make so much fun.
yeah. So everyone shows back up, but the community is in war.
Like randomly, you're just like walking around, like, hey, I know all of you. Oh, the reunion. your
Of course.
my Outlook calendar
Yeah.
just reminded me in 15
Yeah.
minutes I have a meeting
Yeah.
at the church.
It made a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So then basically you're just at war after this.
And so do you have
Who are
a
you-
person to bet? Oh, yeah, probably some
Yeah,
questions.
yeah. Who are you
going after?
Exactly. Who are you warring against?
So you have to play this game 3 times to get the full story. So right now I'm
Oh, is that
playing.
because
Time
there's
out.
Different.
Yeah. There's 3 different houses you can choose.
Okay.
Oh.
So right now I'm playing as the Golden Deer house.
So they're each different stories.
I think so.
Different
Wait,
perspectives.
So this is your first time through?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh.
How long have you started? How long have you?
This
played
is your
game?
first time through,
And
and,
it's-
you've already spent 50 hours on this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, but like, when did you start playing it?
During the huge snowstorm in Spear where we couldn't come to work for 2 days right
wasn't-
after
that wasn't that
Thanksgiving.
long
So it's a few months.
That wasn't that long ago.
It was the end of November because it was right after Thanksgiving.
okay.
Oh, it is a while ago.
Yeah.
So how long will a game like this take you to play?
Well, the old Fire Emblems for Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn only took about 30 hours to complete.
Oh, wow.
But how long? Like, how often do you per week? How often are you spending time playing?
I try to play like an hour a night.
oh, that's good.
dude,
Yeah, she
you
is.
way more than I do.
Yeah.
Unless you call me playing games in my head gaming.
But I also don't have a child.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
That's my
But
fault.
now, yeah. But now I use my child to help me game.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is beneficial because now he can actually game with me. So now he's my buddy who can actually play with me. And then we still have one smaller one, which is dragging us down. Can you not see that we're playing games? Go do something else. But like, so anyways, okay, go on about the story. Because I'm really intrigued about the story because there's so many different games devoted to the Fire Emblem. Are they all based in this Knights Academy kind of thing?
No. So the first 2 that I played, Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, are the same storyline, kind of. Path of Radiance is the first one, and Radiant Dawn is the second one.
Sure.
And all of the rest of them are different kingdoms. But what I'm finding is they all kind of follow a similar story, even though they're different.
But they are definitely
countries.
in the same universe? Or not necessarily?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so every game except those 2 kind of follow their own, like you said, kingdom in some sort of other world.
Yeah.
Land.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no characters that necessarily cross over then?
No.
Okay.
Not that I've found yet.
All
except
right.
for Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn.
That's very
And
interesting.
they kind of is it a sequel?
Yeah, so the first Path of Radiance, you start as a mercenary who saves one country, which is Crimea. And then Radiant Dawn, you start as the country who attacked in the first game. And you have to save your kingdom because it was when they attacked Crimea in the first game and you won, they were conquered by a different kingdom, and now they're trying to free themselves from that rule. So you start as that one, and then you move through different armies in different countries, and then at the end you have to fight the goddess who's just trying to destroy your world.
Jesus.
But those ones' characters overlap, and
Sure.
it's the same hero of both
Sure.
games.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
The same hero of both kingdoms?
Yeah, so you eventually all the kingdoms unite to fight against the one goddess.
Gotcha.
They
Okay.
put their differences aside of
Yeah.
taking each other over.
Mostly because the person from the first game, like, so in Radiant Dawn, you're Ike. He runs your army.
Is that the guy from Smash?
Yeah.
Oh,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Now it makes sense.
So you're him.
With wings and crap, right?
I think you're thinking of Roy.
Oh.
No, I know who you're thinking of, but that Roy is also a Fire Emblem character, but he is not from.
Oh, okay.
He's in Super
He's not
Smash.
Ike.
No wings. But you're Ike in the first game, and then you save their kingdom. So then in the second game, Ike kind of crushes your army. Like
Okay.
there's no way that you can beat Ike when you have to battle him. So those So those levels really suck when you have to battle your old army. Because at the same time you're battling that army, you're also leveling up Ike's army in different battles. So then when you are the Kingdom Dayan, and you have to fight Ike, then your Ike army's super strong, and it takes forever to win those ones.
So can you like sandbag it though and like not be good?
Yeah, but then it makes the last levels really hard
Oh.
because then both armies are combined.
Oh.
So you need
there's
your
really
good.
no good way.
So you should still
Yeah.
fight hard for your country no matter what.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Go
Because
hard.
you still need to fight the goddess at the end.
yeah.
All right.
Can't you just use
The,
cheat
the
codes?
story's finally coming together in my head now.
That was a really confusing brief overview of those two games.
I just assume that every JRPG is just extremely overly complicated.
That's why I can't handle Kingdom Hearts.
So if you like those style of games, have you ever watched The Dark Crystal,
I've heard of it.
the movie?
Yeah, but I haven't watched it.
So there was a sequel that came out on Netflix, right?
A TV series sequel, yeah.
Or maybe it's a prequel, but whatever it is, same thing. There's a new game coming out, and it's very, very RPG.
Okay.
You going to show a trailer?
Yeah.
All right, so I will edit this chunk out.
Um,
All right, so with Podcast Magic, we just watched the trailer for the Dark Crystal RPG game. That'll be releasing on Switch in the near future, or is already out?
God, I want to say it either came out or it comes out real soon.
Okay, and then your thoughts on it.
It seems really similar to Fire Emblem.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't watch a long clip, but the one thing, it seems more like Radiant Dawn, like gameplay wise.
Okay.
So the new Fire Emblem is a lot less clunky.
Gotcha.
So
A little bit faster paced.
yeah, and it's like when you're actually on the board moving around, it's a lot easier to do things, and it doesn't take so many steps to like attack or do that kind of thing.
Sure.
So that one seems more like Radiant Dawn, but it still seems like my kind of game.
This comes out February 4th.
Okay.
For $20. It's pretty good.
That's pretty
Wow.
cheap. Yeah. One thing about, like, I guess the games that you play, I don't know if they're are they might be just called JRPGs, but they're definitely strategy and tactics
Yeah.
versus like some of the RPGs that are out there right now. The more, I guess the popular ones that like technically Destiny is an RPG, but it is a first person shooter. But technically, since you're upgrading your character and all this different stuff, it's called an RPG. But
I like that game.
Destiny.
In my younger age, I hated those RPGs that you like. It just was, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. In my older age, I think when I was like mid-20s, Final Fantasy 1 and 2 came out on iPhone. And I had a work trip down to Chicago, so I loaded them up. And I played those on the plane, and I really liked them. But it's like, yeah, I mean, it's a very single-player game. And it burns. Yeah. The problem I have is that it takes so much time and so long to get through them.
Yeah.
That you have to really invest a lot of time, and that's what I don't like. But the Switch now, it's so much easier.
Right, but that is personal preference there. Like I personally, like I wanted to buy The Witcher because I knew it would be really good, but what stopped me from doing it is like this is going to take tens, maybe hundreds of hours to complete because it has like all of the downloadable content, everything that's all in it. So it probably will literally be hundreds of hours. And I, just knowing my schedule with my kids and stuff like that, I'm not going to have the time to do it. So I didn't even want to even try to get involved. But maybe as, well, for sure, actually, so when I was playing all those games like Mass Effect back in the day, those were done when I didn't have kids. So I could play them and actually enjoy them and spend a lot of time on them, whereas I just don't have the time to do it anymore. So I have to have the basically quick fix games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do take so much time. Mm-hmm. The older Fire Emblems were kind of like you could multitask when you were playing them because the enemy turns took so long. So like you could play your turn and then go do something else for 5 minutes, and when you came back, it would just be your turn again.
Oh my God.
Depending on the size of the level, because you would have to wait for every single person to move.
Oh, that's right.
But the new one isn't like that. Like the new one is like you, and that one you can play online too. But I haven't done that yet.
Is it co-op or is it like battling people?
I think you battle people.
God, I hate that. I get like anxiety. I need co-op. Otherwise, I'm just like, No,
I mean, you have a little army.
Well, yeah, but I just get my ass kicked. Like, I play
It's
online
just
and
too stressful.
I know how this goes.
I hear what you're saying, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of games that I deliberately will never play online. Like, for instance, like fighting games, those are off limits for me. There's no reason to even try to do that online. It's just all the good kids and then me. So,
So my cousins are those good people.
oh, are they?
Yeah, and so I went there one day and I like sat down and they were like, okay, we're gonna play some games, and they win the online tournaments.
Ah,
And I sat down and I was like, okay, we'll play. And I picked my character and they all looked at me and they're like, oh, you're gonna be him? And I was like, yeah. They're like, you're gonna lose then.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, okay.
what game was this?
Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did lose very badly.
So when we used to play at work, because I have a Wii U here, Jesse would just jump around until I fell off the ledge, because I usually would try to do a bunch of moves, and I would just roll off the ledge all the time.
that's so funny. That's so funny.
It pissed me off to no end.
We were just at an event as a company, so we were all there, and they had we were at like an educational event. So all these different tech companies, they're trying to show off their cool stuff. And one of the big things that is happening right now is a lot of these different schools are now involving esports into their sports, like academics and stuff like that. And one of the games that they were playing there was Smash Bros.
It is
So that was
huge
pretty
now.
cool.
The new Smash game, I guess, is actually pretty good.
It's really fun. My friend has it for the Switch, and we play it all the time,
Who do you pick?
like every time. But then one of the other girls figured out that he is better, I think, in the Switch version than he was in the Wii version. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't play that one enough. So now she picks him all the time.
So who's your secondary character then?
The other Fire Emblem character, Lucina.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
The girl.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I just picked Kirby, and I just stuck everybody up and spit them
Love being Kirby.
Or Meta Knight.
I don't even know who that is.
Big. It's like Kirby, but with wings and a helmet. Like
Oh,
a
yeah,
sword.
yeah.
Oh.
I use him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I was like the dude from the boxing game. What's his?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what his name is.
I don't think I don't know if he even has a name. The
Yeah,
boxing
he does.
guy. Isn't he like P1, like player 1 or something like that? Does he have
You own a Nintendo console?
I do.
It's Mac. His name's
Oh,
Mac.
okay.
Little Mac.
Okay.
Get out of here.
I'm sorry.
You
I even own the
Xbox
game.
fan.
I just don't play it enough. My son plays it quite a bit though.
Well, that's because you're making him unlock all the characters.
I am. I'm having him mine all my characters for me.
God.
Are you ever Wii trainer?
a Wii
Am
trainer?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I try everybody. So I've been her.
Because you kind of, I call it aggressive planking when she just falls on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What is that supposed to do? Is that supposed to like?
Did you ever play Wii Fit?
That's not what I mean. I mean, I know what you're talking about when you say Wii Fit, but the Wii Fit trainer, when she planks like that, is that an attack move?
Yeah.
Is it really?
That's why I call it aggressive planking.
That's ridiculous. All right, so when it comes to Fire Emblem and your love for the game, what is it that you like so much? Not just that, obviously,
Story and
yeah. What is it that the actual lore of this game, or is it the gameplay of this game, or is it the lore, the look?
The gameplay.
It is the gameplay.
Yeah. I like the strategy part of it. It's just
So
really
like,
fun.
why would you pick Fire Emblem over a bunch of other games?
Yeah, over other RPGs, for instance. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to ask.
Fire Emblem's also easier to just kind of stop. Like, if you have to go do something.
Okay.
Versus a lot of, like, Final Fantasy, you have to find a save point.
Yeah, but you have a Switch now.
Yeah, but before you couldn't.
Yeah.
So in Fire Emblem, you can just, it was called suspending your game, where it would save mid-battle, and you could just go do something else.
Oh, you don't have to let you even finish the battle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
that's really nice.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
So you could just stop mid-game and go do whatever you needed to do. Like, whereas if you're playing Final Fantasy, you always kind of have to be like, okay, I have an hour, because it's going to take me an hour to find that save point.
Yeah.
So,
I remember getting like Final Fantasy 12 or 11 or something. It was on PS2 and PC, and it launched with the PlayStation 2 hard drive, and it was onlineable. You could play between those people, and I still have it in the box, but I'd never played it. That's my story.
they did a better job with Final Fantasy 13. That one's a lot easier to, like, leave. There's a save point, like, every 5 feet.
What system is that on?
PlayStation 3.
Okay.
And there's 3 Final Fantasy 13s, but they get
right.
progressively worse as you go through.
Why do they have so many?
I think Final Fantasy 13 was just really popular, so then they tried to make a
X1,
sequel.
X2.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they only
So-
had X1 and X2.
Whereas, like, the actual
The
Final
time.
Fantasy world is just a title. It's not like a cohesive universe, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In theory, every Final Fantasy is a different, like, completely different world.
Which is why you have 13 and then just different subtitles. Gotcha. I hear you now.
I think a couple of them they might have carried over. Like, I don't know if his name was Cloud. I don't think his name's Cloud in everyone. That was 7, but, like, at 8 and 9, were they together? Or I kind of...
8 and 9 might have been together, but I didn't play those ones. I didn't get really into Final Fantasy until 10.
Okay. Yeah. You going to get the remake?
I already own one of the remakes for the PlayStation 3. They remade it for the PlayStation 3 in HD. I already
7?
own that one.
No.
10.
No, yeah, I'm talking about 7.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I will get the 7. The 7 remake.
Cocoa Rays.
And 7, when they release that, it's going to be episodic. So they're going to have...
Oh, God, that's right.
Right, yeah. When they release it, they're going to be releasing it in chunks, which means they're going to be extending it a lot, because each chunk is going to be like its own game.
Okay.
But they're going to be remaking 7 and just extending it out. So in theory, they can make unlimited money.
They could mess us up just like Blizzard.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see how it happens.
Not to get off.
It could be incredibly epic and give somebody an endless money for the company, but then endless entertainment for the user.
This is the thing. They're either gonna just fill their bank up, or they're gonna go bankrupt.
Yeah. For sure.
Because the fans of 7 are so hardcore. The problem is, it's like TV shows or movie sequels. If you just let it be nostalgic, people will love it, and you just let it be.
Right.
But if you make a bad sequel, it just wrecks everything.
Absolutely. See, and that's how I feel specifically
About Fast and Furious.
No, I'm okay with that. No. When
You're okay with Final Fantasy?
I'm still okay with Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I still love it.
It's they jumped the shark a long time ago, and I'm okay with them continuing to jump it over and over again. No, I guess when you specifically said the game we were just talking about again, Mass Effect, I completely forgot about that because the last 2 games that have released put very bitter taste in my mouth when it came to the series.
They were so good.
They were so terrible. Like, okay, 3, which is the second to the last game that got released, was very, very good. Easily my favorite game until the very last moment. And then I don't know what was going on. They apparently decided we're just going to wrap it up. And they just had a horrific written ending that boggled everyone's mind, had huge fan protests. They rewrote the ending, released an update that you'd have to, of course, download. And it really wasn't, because it didn't add any more gameplay. They added, like, your game would end, and then these little, like storyboards would kind of come out.
Oh my god! So it's not even like a real.
It's not a real rewritten ending. They just added on to it cheaply, basically to try to solve some people's anger. So, and then that was a long time ago. Number 3 came and went a long time ago. So then they thought that anger had maybe passed, so they could re-release a new one. And this new one would be in a different location with a different crew, a different hero. Won't even matter. The other stuff exists. You're still in the same universe, but all that stuff, those people died. Don't even worry about them. Spoiler alert.
You're supposed to say spoiler alert before you spoil it.
But don't worry about that. These people over here, they're still alive because they left that galaxy a long time ago, and they've been traveling in space for who knows how long. They don't even know that galaxy's dead right now, so they're over here. Anyways, enough of those spoilers. So when this latest one came out, the gameplay looked incredible. Everything looked incredible. The visuals, everything. Thing is, the only way you can find out if it really is incredible is if you actually play it. And then everybody found out they released this game well before it should have been released. And there was bugs on bugs for one. So they kept patching it over and over again. But of course, you lose all of your fans immediately, put a horrible taste in their mouth. And in the end, I mean, if you removed all the bugs and just played the actual game.
Yeah, so if you played the game today.
If you played the game today, it probably would be just fine.
You can go back and play it?
Maybe someday. I have downloaded it a couple times with the idea of I was going to try to give it a second shot now that they fixed everything. But I don't really care because you ruined my experience the first time. So I don't know if I care anymore. Yeah.
So, have you ever heard of Mario plus the Rabbids Kingdom Battle?
I've heard of it.
Have you seen gameplay?
No.
It's up your alley. It's just
It really is up your alley. I
own it.
I never got into the Mario games very much, except for Mario Kart and Super Smash Brothers.
Smash Bros makes total sense because you have all your Fire Emblem characters in it.
Hey, we were at the company Christmas party. We were supposed to play Mario Kart with Katie,
That's right.
and then they didn't have it
Yeah.
or some bullshit.
Yeah, because it broke.
We need to play that.
We do need
What
to
they
play
need to
it.
do is they need to bring an actual N64 down there instead of using one of these emulated bullcrap things that they have going on down there.
I don't care about that. I just want them to have it.
I know, but I'm saying if they had an actual Nintendo 64, it would work.
It did work. Someone broke a controller and all this other crap. I don't know. It was shenanigans.
It was just too complicated. People know how to run like an Xbox 60, not Xbox 60, an Xbox 64. They all they all know how to run a Nintendo.
What they should do is they take a Pi 4 and mod it to only play the one game. You should boot it up and it goes directly into Mario
Yes,
Kart.
that's how they should have
Yeah.
done it.
And that's it.
But they didn't. They overcomplicated it.
Yeah. At any rate, me and Steve have played Mario Kart, and we had a blast.
Yes. It's a fun game. So you never played it,
No.
Mario Kart. Do you understand how it works?
That's the one where you drink every time something happens, right? Yeah.
No, you don't drink.
There's strategy to this game.
Yeah. So you're given a large beer.
A pint, 16 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually a tall boy.
Yeah. So you're given a
PBR.
right. Yeah, because they try to give you the cheapest beer that they can find, because they're giving away to you for free because they want you to come in to the bar. And then the gimmick is you have to drink the whole beer before the race is over, but you're not allowed to drink and drive. So if you want to take a drink, you have to stop moving. So it's either you just slam the whole thing right off the bat, or you can, like, this is way too cold, you stop and then keep driving a little bit until your throat is a little bit warmer, you can start to drink some more. But yeah, that's kind of the whole entire thing. And I think I decided how I like to do it is I like to just get ahead of the game, let you just drink your beer, and just get as far as I can, and then once you like put down your beer, then I will try to chug, because I feel like, good, I'm in the lead now. Even though it's just technically the same, but I'm like, I'm in the lead, so now I can.
I beat him, but then I didn't, because as I'm going to pass him at 10 feet from the finish line, I ran into him like an idiot.
Did you run into me, or did you run into
Yeah.
I thought I shot you or something.
No, I ran into you with those spinning stupid shells. I just fucking ran into you.
That's right.
And I was going to win. Because I drank first. Yeah, right off the bat, I just started slamming as much as I could.
But we played it a couple times. We played it that one time.
Yeah, but then I got wasted. So
Yeah.
because
I tell you what, you get wasted fast
It's
when
like,
you're
what,
trying to
3 minutes?
slam whole large beers like
Oh my
that.
gosh.
Which is, again, that's also the bar's plan.
Yeah.
As long as they're drunk, they'll keep drinking.
definitely don't drive home after that.
Yeah, it's a learning lesson. Don't drink and drive.
Thanks, Dad. Joke.
Yeah, I suppose.
You don't have to know Mario and the Rabbids to play it. Like, I own it. And I've played it a bunch, and it's pretty fun. And it's the same style, like, you have so many moves to get close, then you can make your
Okay.
your attack. But it's kind of fun. And it's, like, funny, because the Rabbids are, like, stupid ridiculous.
Right.
So,
Have you ever seen them before, the Rabbids?
No.
The Rabbids are little tiny rabbits. Rabbits.
really goofball-looking Rabbids.
Yeah, and they're just cartoony and stupid, and they're on purpose stupid. Like I think are they on Prime or Netflix?
I want to say Prime, because we were watching it. My daughter was liking it, because
Yeah.
they were just...
Yeah,
They're like the Minions,
That's
but really
Okay.
stupid.
right. That's actually pretty much what they are. They're just a rabbit version of the Minions that just act goofy all the time, blowing each other up all the time.
yep.
And then somehow they got integrated in with Mario. I don't know how long ago that happened, but somehow they've combined with Mario in a bunch of different games.
It's a couple years old, 2017, but it's like $20 new now.
Right, but like
I wanna say it's pretty cheap.
my son saw that and he decided he wanted to get it, and I was looking at the gameplay. I'm like, nope, this is way over your head, buddy. There's got strategy here.
That seems weird
moves.
for a Mario game that
It
was
is
probably
weird.
for kids.
Honestly, it's not. This is exactly it. It looks like it's for kids.
Oh.
It has rabbits.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything about it screams kids.
But it's definitely not.
No, this is at least not for young kids. I mean, for sure, like maybe a 9-year-old.
But it's very simplified, which is probably why I don't mind it. So the attack and stuff is very simple.
Okay.
So,
But you're still picking it. I don't know. I guess, hey, maybe this is their battle plan. We'll start them young. We'll teach them how to do strategy games, and then they'll go up to higher base learning kind of thing. That could be what it is.
I think it's multiplayer. I could bring it in.
But it looks too complicated, and I just said, no, we're not getting this, buddy.
I don't think it's complicated. Look at, even this 3-year-old's playing it.
You're not even pointing at a 3-year-old.
We found some games for you to play.
Okay. Yeah, I will play them. Eventually. I should beat Fire Emblem first. And I don't know how long that's going to be.
Well, yeah, but you said you're going to have to beat it with all 3.
So she's looking at least, at minimum,
200 hours.
100, 150 hours if she got finished today.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you're going to beat it again with the other house.
This has got amazing replay value.
Only if you like it.
Well, then obviously you wouldn't put 200 hours into it if you didn't like it.
Just feel obligated.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think those are rare. For someone to play 200 hours of a game that they feel like they have to play just because they bought it.
That wasn't that expensive.
Yeah. No.
Did you come with us to the Pinball Hall of Fame?
I did not.
That was Cat.
Well, I know, but I just forgot who came. Because
Yeah.
Dustin came.
I went to bed. Like right after you guys left.
You went to
I went
Taco
to
Bell.
sleep.
after
I
that.
know.
They fill your beer from the bottom, and then you get a free magnet.
That was really cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
I put them on my fridge, and my daughter flipped out. And my wife was like, where did these come from? I was like, the cantina in Vegas. Taco Bell, baby. And you tried to steal them from me, Steve, jackass.
I did. I wanted to collect all the different colors, and he had color that I didn't have.
You need to go back. Keep
Yeah.
drinking.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back in June.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Am I going?
Yes, you are.
Then I can go back to the Pinball Hall of Fame because I did not play Circus, which is like, there's only 2 in the world.
So Circus is a very special pinball game. Like all of ours, it's all one play field. Well, for the most part, it's all one
And,
play
well, it
field.
goes
Right.
long.
Yeah.
Whereas this here, Circus, is literally stacked on top of each other, so you're going vertical. You're trying to like get the ball to go up.
Oh, wow.
It's
That's
crazy.
Cool.
It's nuts.
And
Yeah,
there's
so
only
it's a
2
very-
of them?
In the world. Currently.
Well,
They're remaking.
there'll eventually be 1, and then 0. I suppose, yeah. If they remake it, but then it still wouldn't be. It wouldn't be the original game. It'd be some remake.
No, yeah. So this one isn't even finished. Like, it was never done. It was just prototype.
Oh, so that's why there's only
Oh.
2.
Yeah. So now,
So this game never even released.
no. Yep.
Oh.
So this team is picking it up from the original designer, Python Angelo, and they're finishing it because he died, and his last dying wish was finish Circus. So they're finishing it. His group of friends team are finishing it, and they're trying to sell it.
Was Python a given name?
I think so. He did the art for Bad Cats.
Speaking of art, just to bring it back to Fire Emblem one more time. So, overlooking your shoulder while we were in the plane, I was watching some pretty cool dragons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are all the different attack moves, they are all singular moves, correct? Even though they're very elaborate like that, like some big dragon swooping down and attacking, they are individual moves, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they were happening so fast, maybe it's because you were just picking the attack moves, whatever, and they were just playing out. But me just kind of looking over your shoulder, watching it, it seemed like it seemed like the gameplay was pretty fast paced.
It is more fast paced than it has been in the past. A lot more fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It used to be kind of like it was always the same attack move.
Sure.
And there was a bug in the first one where you could just keep running to try and attack someone, and it would take you a solid minute to get there.
Uh-huh.
Like after it cut to the screen where you were going to attack them for your turn. Yeah. You would just keep running.
So you'd be glitched in to just keep running. So you'd have to wait for that to stop, and
Yeah.
then you could fight. Okay.
But you don't do anything except for move and hit attack.
Gotcha.
Like you don't do anything after that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, just from my viewing over your shoulder, it looks like a very colorful, beautiful looking game. I told my brother about it, immediately afterwards because I knew that he used to like the old Fire Emblem games, and I thought, you got to check out this new game. Because just glancing at it, thought, this thing looks awesome. Looks really cool. And again, it's out there. I knew it had a lot of different...
What did your brother say?
He wants to get it.
Does he have a Switch?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He wants to get it really bad, but after I told him, like, I knew it had a lot of replay value. I didn't know it had this much replay value. He was already planning on getting it, but I think he's probably going to jump on it for sure now.
Yeah, because you don't know. I mean, honestly, I know, like, when you replay as the next house, because you're fighting against your other house. Like, one house tries to take over the country.
Right.
So you don't know, like, before you replay it, if they're just going to continue that storyline and a different house is always trying to take over the country, or they've kind of set it up where maybe you take over the country. But I don't think that's the least likely one if you play as that house.
So in theory,
yeah,
it could be that you guys are stacking these stories onto each other. Like, you've completed this, and then all of a sudden the second one comes in and continues the storyline on. Or it reverts back. And
you're the other side almost.
Right.
That's a possibility. I don't think that's actually what's going to happen. But yeah.
What do you think is most likely to happen?
I think the other houses take over the country.
Gotcha.
And their storylines flip-flop. But I don't think your storyline actually does.
Okay. Of all the different characters, what are your favorite characters?
So you always have the one person that runs your army.
Like a hero kind of thing?
Yeah. But then you have your army that you can build and level up however you want. And I'm always the mages and the archers.
Okay. So those guys don't necessarily have names. But those are
They
your
all
favorite.
do.
Oh, they all do?
Yeah. So, like, my favorite character in the new one her name is Lysithea, because she's a really powerful mage. And I always gravitate towards those ones to,
Okay.
like,
Wait,
build my army.
what is the name of the Switch game? Or are there... I'm now seeing multiple Fire Emblems on the Switch.
I think there's 2 on the Switch, and one of them is significantly cheaper. So Fire Emblem 3 Houses is the more expensive one.
Okay, because have you ever played a game called Dynasty Warriors?
Yes.
So Fire Emblem Warriors looks like Dynasty Warriors.
So the guy at GameStop told me it's not super fun. You kind of have to play online for sure, and that's not really my thing.
It's made by the same people who did...
Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah, it's made by those guys.
The heavy rock guitar hero guys? The whole entire time. So in Dynasty Warriors, have you ever played those games before?
Yes. My friend was
Okay.
obsessed with them.
W-Force or whatever, Team Ninja.
Team
NTT.
Ninja. There you go. That's what all I meant was that they have just that blaring guitar the whole entire time, just wailing as you're chopping down thousands and thousands of people. So that's probably what it is. If you want to stop reading about it and just pull up a video, then we can actually find out for sure here, Parnell.
Did you ever get the Amiibos?
No.
I've never bought one. What's the benefit of them? They're just basically collectible pieces, correct?
You can unlock things in-game that are specific to the emblem.
Okay.
Here's the Warriors. Oh, I'm sorry.
It is. It's just Dynasty Warriors. Just with Fire Emblem characters.
Which, I like this stuff.
And I think it has the heroes from the older.
Yeah. It's just hack and slash. Big time.
See, this to me looks entertaining, but this is a little more...
It's fast paced.
Yeah, I love Dynasty Warriors.
That game was fun.
But this is a 100% different game entirely.
Yes.
Like, you have the map, where you like, where fights are, and then like you go there and you swing the battle, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely not RPG.
Do you think you'd ever play this game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you locked into like Fire Emblem that deep, where you will play whatever Fire Emblem they put out?
Yeah.
Oh,
That makes
there we
sense.
go.
Yeah.
If I have the system, like I don't just want to go buy.
You wouldn't go buy a Switch 2 because it came with Fire Emblem?
The Switch 2 would have to have other games I wanted to play.
Oh, sure.
Like for this Switch, I still want to play Zelda.
Okay.
That game's amazing.
I'm really excited about it.
It's amazing. You can do so much stuff in it.
So you haven't played it yet?
No.
Okay.
When do you find time? You gonna find time for all these games?
She
I only really play during the winter.
Because she has horses during the actual
Yeah.
summer and stuff like that.
But now with the
And
Switch, I can
rodeos
bring
and
it with
everything else.
it.
That's
I can
true.
bring it with
Ride
me.
and play.
Or I could sit in my trailer and play when I'm not riding. And my horse is
At
napping.
competitions?
Yeah.
Do you have practice? Do you practice at home
Yeah, I ride every night.
What?
tonight?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So is this indoors or is this out in the snow?
Outdoors. I just have a hat with a flashlight and a spotlight, and I go on the trails.
Huh.
And I do like a 1 or 2 mile loop.
You are the most involved horse person I've ever met, and I mean that. Like,
Yeah, but I know people with horses, and they see them like once a month, and it's like,
Absolutely.
what's the point of paying this much?
That's
money?
how. It's exactly how I feel. I know a lot of people who have horses who never ride them, which is to me has always felt like a waste. Like that's all I can think is like, so you have this horse who you just have sit out there, you never ride it. Like, when's the last time you rode it? 3 years ago? Cool. What's even the point? What's even the point? You might. Do you know what dogs are? You could get a dog.
Yeah.
You could just hang out with a dog.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper. They can come in your house if you want.
Hey, but horses can talk.
That's true. They have a whole entire TV series about that.
They
Yeah.
can. It's proven fact.
I guess yeah. I know that we're a video game thing, but since we got you here, tell us about your rodeo stuff. Because you do a lot of like competitions and stuff like that too, or no?
Yeah, I do. I
Okay.
just found out I unofficially finished 4th in Wisconsin for the 2D, which is a half a second off of what the fastest horse will run. So they split up barrel racing by time. So the fastest horse is a 1D horse if you're at the same competition, and
So
then
you're a 2D,
yeah,
just barely by 0.5 seconds.
yes.
Wow.
So it's all split up by 0.5 seconds, but that's a lot in barrels.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like a lot. Even a difference in money, how much you spend on your horse is a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
So you guys are that point blank right next to each other all the time.
Yes. And it
Gotcha.
feels like a lot when you're
So it's
there.
like the luge kind of thing,
Yeah.
where it's like a millisecond off, and it's everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It goes down to, most shows go down to 1,000th of a
Wow.
second. And most, I mean, so if I'm at a show with, like, the last big one I did had 250 in the open, which is what any age can run.
250 competitors.
Yeah. I ended up 5th in the 3D, which is a full second off the top time. And I was a 15.2, and the top time was a 15.2, and the last place that placed was a 15.2. And so there were 10 people that were a 15.2.
Wow.
Oh yeah, so it's tight.
Yeah.
Is this tight? Yeah.
So
that's
is
crazy.
it a laser to
Yeah.
break and then end? Okay, yeah. So it's not someone's stopwatch and you're getting
No. Yeah, it's a laser. It never moves. If the timer or a barrel moves, they have to redo the class.
Wait, so if a horse bumps it,
If the barrel itself moves when they reset it. So if the stake comes out and it doesn't look like it's in the same place anymore, you can request that they rerun the whole class, because then times are faster or slower when you're in the first
Sure.
or second half.
That makes sense.
That rarely ever
so
happens.
how often do you bump a barrel?
It depends on the horse, because I have 3. I bump barrels a lot, but they rarely come down.
Oh, so they rarely move. You bumping into a barrel doesn't necessarily mean like
Yeah.
Resets.
yeah. Because otherwise, yeah, it'd be 250 people like resetting like every time somebody
And it's a
runs.
5-second penalty every time you knock a barrel.
Not like
Touch a barrel or
Every
knock
time
it
it goes
down?
down.
Okay.
Completely goes down. Somebody has to go.
So you're done at that point, because
Yeah.
if 0.5 seconds is everything, then 5 seconds is you basically forfeited.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Some shows even just do a no time instead of 5 seconds.
It
Yeah.
might as well be.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
do you have other friends in it?
Yeah, I do. Most of my friends who do it now are, like, they strictly do that. They're all kind of trainers if I have friends at the barrel race.
Gotcha.
Like horse trainers?
Yeah.
So this is their job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like
Most of my friends who did barrels with me did not go on when I started doing bigger stuff. So, like, when I'm paying $20 or $30 to enter a class, they stopped after that because it used to be like $3.
okay. So did they do it more for fun then?
Yeah.
$20 or $30 doesn't seem like it's that expensive to enter a competition.
No, it's not terrible, and you do have the opportunity to win money back.
Right.
But it does get more expensive because then there's 3 classes, and then it's $60 plus an office fee, usually.
And then travel and all that stuff,
Because usually they pay out quite a bit of money, so they have to charge some money so they can pay the people who have to work the show. So there's an office fee too.
Gotcha.
So what's the farthest you've gone for like driving
Like ever?
with your truck? Yeah.
Nebraska.
Okay.
Went to North Platte.
So it's far, but it's not.
Yeah.
That's probably a long drive for a horse too, for that matter.
Yeah, it was for a college rodeo. So
God.
A college.
Do they stand the whole time in the trailer?
they stand all the time anyways.
I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of their jam.
I'd be like, I'm laying down, guys. Or let me lean on something.
They do have dividers in there that they can lean on.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And you have to stop when you travel that long and let them out.
Technically, are they allowed to lay down?
Not in the trailer.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
You ever see yours lay down?
Yeah.
See? You like laying down.
They lay down for not a significant portion of time per day, like maybe an hour or 2. Maybe.
Is it just too much?
They can sleep standing up, so that's what they do.
That's so weird. If I was going to fall asleep standing up, I must be like 5 days without sleep.
Do giraffes do the same thing?
I think so.
I think so too.
You saw them at your hotel room.
Yeah, they were outside your hotel room.
Yeah, they were.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Until I came to your room.
Yeah. I was trying to convince everybody that there was actually animals out there, and like, I haven't seen anything. Like, first of all, have you looked? Second of all, come over here, I'll show you. And we opened up because we were down at the Animal Kingdom for one of our events. And they had giraffes out there, wildebeest, and a lot of different cool animals out there. It was
That is really
exciting.
cool.
They did not. So one of our coworkers was frustrated that she didn't get to come, but she kept saying like, "You guys are going to be feeding giraffes right out your window," and they don't come up that close. They're. I mean, I guess technically they probably could if they stepped over the barriers.
Yeah, they can't though.
But they wouldn't because they probably bump it. Like, I'm not going that way. It's the same like a horse could probably technically jump a barbed wire fence, but they don't.
Yeah.
Katie's horses get out all the time.
They never get out.
Remember that gate was broken. Your horse was.
That was one time.
That's what I mean. They're always escaping. They're like velociraptors.
They don't really leave
Jurassic
the yard
Park.
much, even if they do get out. I let Bob go in the yard all the time in the summer, and he eats the grass.
One of her horses is named Bob.
Bobby Light.
Bobby Light.
Lightspeed.
Yeah. Actually, did either of you watch Fantasy Factory
No.
on MTV?
No.
Okay, so Rob Dyrdek.
Oh, I know who he is.
Yeah, he has a rapper persona, and that's named Bobby Light, and I think that's where they got his name from.
Gotcha.
Oh, you didn't name it.
No, he
What
came
would
with
you
that.
name your horse now that you know his personality?
I mean, Bob fits. I like
Bob
She likes it. That's fine.
Bob fits
Bob
him.
Fitz.
Yeah.
I thought you meant his last name was Fitz, and I was like, what the fuck does Fitz mean?
I like old names for my animals. I have a Hank.
Yeah, it's good.
The dogs
Cool.
are Oscar and Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think, like, if you had a hamster, what would you name it?
Claudia.
We just named 2 cows, Reba and Dolly.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Reba. We were supposed to play a bunch of games at our CES trip, and we never did.
We were
Well,
too tired.
Yeah, I bought and downloaded games to
I didn't
then
even
play.
my Switch on the plane
Oh, I did.
because there was movies on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I did play mine, but I was very disappointed with my games, and I wished, like, again, she had her head down. She was playing the game the whole entire time. She was deep into it, and I was like, I wish my game was that cool.
What game did you get?
I got the Assassin's Creed. There was a 2-pack that they released.
Does that sound a fun game to you?
I thought it was boring. I wasn't entertained by it. How about that? I wasn't sucked into it. Whereas, like, a lot of my other games, like, if it was, for instance, I just started playing Darksiders 2.
Yeah.
And I threw myself into it. I love it. I want to just keep eating up as much as possible. Whereas, like, this game, I played it, and I thought, I'm playing it because I'm sitting here, and there's nothing else to do on a plane, but it had nothing to do with me actually enjoying it.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it really is, because I'm frustrated that I spent the money on it. And I got a 2-pack, which means I got a second game, and I'm like, I don't ever plan on playing that game now.
Did you download it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can't even sell it.
I can't even resell it. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
We'll have to check out Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yes, we will, because that looks a lot more up our alley. But
Katie, did you know there's DLC for that 3 houses? Uh-oh.
you could have even more content.
I don't.
Even
know what that
more
means.
content.
Downloadable content.
Oh, DLC. Yeah,
Then I have to connect my Switch
We're
to the
going to have to get it
interwebs.
connected for you. We're going to have to get it connected for you so you can have all of the outfits with all of the people and all the different places. Maybe there's a 4th house.
Maybe.
There might be a 4th house now. All right.
Do you want to expand your army? Looking for extra training? All these things are in this DLC.
I always need to expand my army.
There you go.
I
There's
don't
probably
fully
whole
understand it.
warriors that
Like,
you've
there's
never even
different
seen
waves.
before.
What does that mean? Does that mean something to you?
Different waves.
Yeah.
Is there a picture?
No, it
4
says Wave
different-
1, Officer Academy outfits. Wave 2, additional auxiliary battle maps.
Oh.
Wave 3, additional quests and...
Those might be different waves of downloadable content.
Maybe.
Is it like a season pass kind of thing?
Yes.
That's what it is. They're releasing it in different waves to
This
keep
is,
you
expansion
coming
pass.
back.
Okay.
Or something. I don't know. If you play it... Oh, you haven't.
Basically to extend the range of the game. That's all it is right there. All right. Let's wrap it up there.
I hate ending. I just want to keep talking about dumb shit all day.
I still have to edit this. That's the biggest deal.
I think it's the worst because it takes longer than it was to record it.
So I have to listen to the whole thing and then take about double the time to...
You could like play it a
Chop
little
out
bit
stuff.
faster, and then like
I could
Quick
play
edit.
it. Yeah, play it like... But I'm always worried that if I do that, I
won't hear.
I will release it at that level.
oh, good
That's what
point.
I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
But he also edits a lot less, so he probably edits way less than our first handful of episodes, where you were like taking out every single
Oh, yeah.
pause and our ums and. But we're a lot better at speaking now.
That's true. That's actually probably the biggest deal. Is we're just better at talking more freely, whereas we were like the whole entire time before.
We're internet famous.
You are internet famous.
Katie, her and who else listen to episodes?
Well, all of
Hunter or something? No.
actually, a lot of the people in our building now are listening to us. To be honest, or at least have listened to us
Honestly, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you want to listen to
because they want to find out what the heck we're doing in here. All right,
Let's wrap it.
wrap it up. And thank you guys for listening to the show. You guys can follow us on one
Stitcher?
Facebook. What?
Stitcher?
Yeah, you can follow literally anywhere you can download podcasts. We are on that platform right now. But I meant go ahead and follow us like on our social medias, like on Facebook and
Not my YouTube. That's banned still.
Yeah,
I might have
that's
to call
still
YouTube
banned.
and start yelling at
you
them.
can follow us on our YouTube if you
imagine.
want. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of video content.
You want
There's
me to
just basically the podcast being released on it.
I could put my Hydro Thunder videos on there.
You could,
Yeah,
you
you
should.
could.
And I can take over
You
the planet.
should.
And maybe I'll make a video yelling at YouTube about my other account.
Well, that's where we gotta
Hey,
get
where's
the
that-
quartering
where's that
involved.
guy? Yeah.
Quartering.
We should get him involved.
He
'cause I'm
just
angry.
saved like 2 more YouTubers.
Why
you
did
should give him a
save
call.
Me? God, Steve, you don't even think of me.
All right.
It's like my birthday is coming up. You could like give me like a birthday present of saving my account.
That's true. Yeah, for my buddy's birthday, can you please save his YouTube?
My puny little account that only has Hydro Thunder videos.
He's the everyman. You've saved all the big people. Now I need you to save the everyman. All right. We're going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys
Katie.
for listening, and thank you,
Thank you.
Katie, for being on. Thank you so much. All right.
If you like other games, you can come back.
If you play any other games, we want to hear about it.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Like, if you have other games or you want to talk shit about Hydro Thunder, come on back on.
Okay.
All right. That's it. Goodbye.
Oh, do I have to hit stop?
Anytime now.
Okay.